All right, man. So I'm in the house chilling, and I wanna I wanna I wanna talk about something. So I'm gonna play this for you guys, and I want you to I'm gonna play this for you guys, and let me let me go get my other phone. Hold up. All right. So what I want to do is I want to talk about this situation. And I think that just doing it now while I'm sitting on the couch, just relaxing and everything, I'll cover all the bases. I don't feel like I'm rushing or anything like that. But I want to, I kind of want to break it down because when you have an attorney and you get arrested after paying child support, that's a breakdown in the attorney. That's nothing more than your attorney selling you down the river. So um, I want y'all to listen to this. And once again, don't be confused by nothing. Let me just tell this guy. Wow. I can't stand when you be typing and then it do an autocorrect and just messes you all up. So that's a R X M R G N R G. It's a capital N, capital T, capital Q, capital S, capital V O. Let me get something to drink. Let me get something to drink so we could Jay in here. Don't do nothing. Who's doing this thing? Starts acting up. All right, so I'm gonna break this down. And if you look below the video, I have the link to my YouTube channel, Dad's Traded for Child Support. All right, so let's talk about this. First thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna play this video, and then we're gonna get into it. So listen.
He's in jail for overpaying his child support and over visiting his 11-year-old son. His attorney and a community activist are now demanding answers.
It's my responsibility to take care of it. You know, I brought him in this world. I have to.
Clifford Hall says he's more than happy to pay child support for his 11-year-old son.
I'm his father. You know, it's my responsibility.
Now I'm gonna break down in this and telling y'all is I'm gonna play this for y'all. Then I'm gonna help y'all understand all the things that he did wrong and all the things his legal team did wrong. What you got to understand is when you going for a child support contempt hearing, you already in the wrong. That's where he messed up at. When they sent him a letter telling him that he was in contempt for not paying the child support, he was already in contempt. But what he did was before he went to court, he paid the money, but that didn't stop the contempt hearing. When the judge ruled on that's when he should have paid. So I'm gonna break it down for y'all. This is why I tell individuals I do what I do. I went to school for law. This is why I have Dad's Traded for Child Support. My company is the National Fathers League, the League of Dads. I charge $50 for my consultations one-on-one. Right now, currently, I am helping a dude up in Manassas, Virginia. This guy, ex-wife, went and got child support. And she doesn't have custody of the kid. So he been trying for years, trying to get them to stop it and all that. One session with me, he hired me, and now he's getting results. She got child support through welfare. Welfare backed out of it. Welfare said, we don't want to have nothing to do with this no more, and gave the case back to child support on its own. And that's just for one intervene with me. So I'm gonna let this finish playing.
Take care.
But Hall says when the amount of child support was modified, no one told him.
And I discovered that for some reason, his employer was withholding a large amount some weeks, a small amount some weeks, zero amount some weeks.
And I didn't want to go to jail, basically.
So Hall quickly paid almost $3,000 in back child support. When Hall and his ex-wife were in Judge Lisa Millard's court last November, he owed nothing.
Opposing counsel testified twice that he's all paid up.
But the attorney representing the child's mother wanted Hall to pay her $3,000 in attorney fees, and Judge Millard agreed. Court documents also reveal Hall wasn't following the court's scheduled time.
Even if they're trying to make the claim that in that hearing, when his ex-wife or whatever attorney requested that he pays the fees, it wasn't due at that moment. He wasn't there for that. He was there for the child support. See, he have an attorney, and what she is trying to do and what she ain't gonna do is break down the facts and break down the real. She ain't gonna do that. She ain't gonna do that. She ain't gonna tell him you should not have paid a dime until you went to court and waited until they said you purge yourself with this amount of money. He didn't do that. The reason why he got 180 days in jail that you're going to hear, the reason why he got 180 days in jail is because it was like, I got to make it seem like you did something real bad.
To pick up his son, another modification he says he knew nothing about.
The judge ended up sentencing him to 6 months in jail.
When she said, remand you to the Harris County Jail for 180 days, my mouth just dropped. I can't be there for my son in jail. I can't pay child support in jail.
All right. So let us go at it like this. Let me break it down to y'all like this. So listen, we'll break it down to y'all like this. When you are going to see a judge, correction is the wrong direction. Once again, correction is the wrong direction. What do I mean by correction is the wrong direction? When you've done wrong, you're already in contempt. See, he had a contempt hearing. See, this is what the attorney is not telling him. You have a contempt hearing. That's like saying, if I take a vase, a $30,000 vase, whatever they call them, and I break it, and I glue it back together. Don't matter, I glued it back together. It's been broken. The insurance company is going to make a claim. I can tell my mom, my wife, whoever it was, but I put it back together. It doesn't matter. It's broken. It has been broken. The value of it is not there. This man broke a court order by not paying. If he said, and I'm going to tell y'all, you know how I know? I did the same thing. I did the same thing. I did that before. I did the exact same thing. The exact same thing. The exact same thing. I did it. And guess what? I was held in contempt. I was held in contempt. And what he ain't doing, oh, okay. Okay, so let's break it. Let's really get into it. Let's really get into it. Let's put everything there where it needs to be put. Here's an individual that they said he went to jail for overpaying child support. This is what they're saying. This is how they're summing it up. He went to jail for overpaying child support. Then what the individual said was, in addition to that, he wasn't seeing his child on a court-appointed seeing dates. First of all, there's no such thing as contempt. There's no such thing as contempt for visitation. They don't care about that. There's no law for that. And I'm listening to his attorney, and his attorney is trying to come at this with all these narratives and everything, when in fact, I want to be clear about something. If you got a contempt hearing and you still go to jail with an attorney, your attorney failed you. You did not obtain an attorney because you just wanted to. That's number one. Number two, when you go to a contempt hearing with an attorney, you're telling your I got money light is flashing. I got money. I got money. I got money. I got money. It's flashing. When you go to court for non-payment, the more you show you got money, the more they're going to penalize you. When he went to court bragging, oh, I'm all paid up, et cetera, he was just saying to them, oh, so you got the money, you just don't want to pay it when we tell you to. Oh, but once we say we're going to lock us up, now you want to come and give us all this goddamn money. That's what he's saying. People, it don't work like that. It don't work like that. That's why, excuse me, when I listen to all the way they got it posted, a man went to jail for overpaying child support. No, he didn't. I mean, I get it, but there's a narrative to go with it. That's why I'm doing this live stream. So let me play this again.
days in jail for overpaying his child support and over visiting his 11-year-old son. His attorney and a community activist are now demanding answers.
It's my responsibility to take care of him. I brought him in this world. I have to.
Clifford Hall says he's more than happy to pay child support for his 11-year-old son.
I'm his father. It's my responsibility to take care of him.
But Hall says when the amount of child support was modified, no one told him.
And I discovered that for some reason, his employer was withholding a large amount some weeks, a small amount some weeks, zero amount some weeks.
And I didn't want to go to jail, basically.
So Hall quickly paid almost $3,000 in back child support. When Hall and his ex-wife were in Judge Lisa Millard's court last November, he owed nothing.
Opposing counsel testified twice that he's all paid up.
But the attorney representing the child's mother wanted Hall to pay her $3,000 in attorney fees, and Judge Millard agreed. Court documents also reveal Hall wasn't following the court's scheduled times to pick up his son. Another modification he says he knew nothing about.
The judge ended up sentencing him to 6 months in jail.
When she said, remand you to the Harris County Jail for 180 days, my mouth just dropped. I can't be there for my son in jail. I can't pay child support in jail. This is not in the best interest of the child.
Judge Millard also points out Hall's attorney could have filed a motion for reconsideration. She says that would have allowed her to hear both sides again and reevaluate the situation.
So after doing further research, Clifford Hall actually ended up getting released from jail after serving 14 days, thankfully to his strong legal team.
If there's anybody to think just serving 14 days, you got a strong legal team, you are an ass trash thinker. His attorney did what attorneys do. His attorney turned his ass over to the courts. So let's break it down like this. People, I've been doing this for a living for 20 plus years. So I'm gonna break it down to you like this. When you get a contempt hearing, it's up to the courts to prove that in fact you can pay for your child support, pay child support. For example, the courts cannot lock you up if they cannot approve you have the money. So if this individual went to court and paid the $3,000 in back child support before the court date, he just incriminated himself. So let me say it again and see if you catch it. When an individual gets a petition to come to court for contempt, meaning you got to come to court because you have not paid child support, the courts must prove that you can pay it, you just didn't. So any of you out there that's going to court for child support and you do not have a job, the first thing you say, instead of swearing in, you say, I want to move to a proof of income hearing. I want to move to a proof of income hearing. I want the courts to prove to me that I had the funds available, but I couldn't do this. They can't lock you up. That's number one. So once again, by him paying all that money, he incriminated himself. And his judge know that. I'm sorry, his attorney know that. That's why he went to jail. I ain't done with you yet. He did 14 days out of 180. Why? Why did he do 100? Why did he only do 14 days out of 180? And if he did 14 days, why did he go to jail at all? What? He didn't pay no more money. He got locked up. He got locked up. He didn't pay no more money. So that meant what he did when he went to court that day was sufficient enough. What happened? It's kind of like you breaking up with somebody, right? Y'all break up. And then all of a sudden that person call you up 3 or 4 months later and say, I missed you. I now see what you mean to me. And what you should say is, well, I haven't seen you since we broke up. What did I do? What did you see that I've done for you to now know that I was the one for you? I didn't do anything. We broke up. I didn't see you since. What that's simply doing is throwing the emphasis back on, you understood the good that I was doing for you when we was together. You just decided to ignore it. It's the same thing as what I'm telling y'all. The judge understood what the fuck he did before she locked him up. She just chose not to accept it. All right. I need y'all to follow me some more. Follow me some more. Share this video. Individual and child support, share this video. They need to hear it right now. Got any questions? Throw them in the live. I'm going to answer your questions. Throw them in the stream. I'm going to answer your questions. Once again, his attorney, you hear her saying, and the opposing attorney even said, so I'm going to tell you why she is saying that the opposing attorney said, or whatever, somebody even said, the job even said, people, child support hearings are hybrid court hearings. Let me say that again. Child support hearings and child support and custody hearings, they're not real. They're fake. You heard what I just said? Child support and custody hearings are not real. They're fake. Now, you're saying to yourself, what the fuck? What do you mean they're not real? They're fake. All right. I heard what I said, right? All right. I heard what I said. I'm sitting right here when I said it. All right. I heard what I said, right? I said they're not real. They're fake. I'm going to throw a little oomph behind it on that one. So here's what I mean. Child support and custody hearings are not real. They're fake. So let's go to another court hearing. Let's go to a murder trial. Let's take a murder trial, for example. So there's a murder trial. And there's a murder trial. And there's a murder trial. And the prosecutor, the prosecutor, all rise, blah, 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 blah. Then the case is, the hearing, the court hearing 3 days in. And then all of a sudden, 3 days in, the prosecutor realized they're losing. And then they say, well, we want to bring in a rebuttal witness. What do you think the defendant is going to say? These are things that y'all see all the time on all these detective and court shows, but y'all don't realize that they actually, this is how a court procedure is supposed to work. What is the defendant going to say when the prosecutor say, Your Honor, we got a rebuttal witness? The defendant is going to say, Your Honor, that individual is not on our list. We did not have a chance to screen this witness. Because what you can't do, here's what you can't do in court. In court, I cannot be holding back anything and then drop it on a courtroom at the day of the hearing. It's called broadsiding the courts. So what that means is if I got some evidence that I'm going to use to try to win my case, but I don't want nobody to know, because if I tell them, then they'll develop an alternate, some type of testimony against it. So I'm not going to say it, so that don't happen. I can't submit that evidence in court. Now, so let me give you an example. It's a murder case. My client murdered somebody, right? So my client murdered somebody. All right. And so my client murdered somebody. So what I do, what the prosecution does is the prosecution, they got the knife, but they're not telling us they found a knife with my client's fingerprints on it. So we're and all of a sudden they say, Your Honor, we want to enter evidence exhibit H. I'm gonna say, Your Honor, we did not get a chance to examine this evidence. we want this evidence stricken from the record. We ask the courts to not allow this evidence. What do you think the judge is going to say? Judge is going to say, what do you say about that, prosecutor? We want it in there. The judge is going to say, because it's not fair to me to not let me look at the knife, examine the evidence, et cetera, et cetera. Not fair. So let's go back to old boy, because he was in court the day, and his attorney said, and I quote, somebody was they even came to court and testified, because there's no structure in family court, because it's not real. Here's what I mean by it's not real. Let me give y'all that. I'm just saying it's not real, and I'm not even justifying what I'm saying. It's not real because there are no laws governing family court. There are no laws. You think there are. You think there are laws governing family court. You think there are. They're not. They're not. If you really want to fight child support, you can simply make sure you have equal custody. And why wouldn't you have equal custody? The reason why you wouldn't have equal custody, to me, is up to the individual. I had equal custody. Now, I'm going to introduce y'all to what happened the first day I went to court. The first day I went to court, I was the plaintiff. Atia Bradley and her attorney was the defendant. They say, all rise, we swear in. And the second we sit down, Atia Bradley's attorney pop up and say, Your Honor, blah, 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 blah. We feel as though the child should be with the kid. The child should be with the mother. And he sits down and looks at me. And the judge says, how about that, Mr. Smith? So I said, how about what, Your Honor? Because I wanted it on the record. See, I'm an intellect. He said, the attorney stating that the child should be with the mother. The child should be with the mother. I said, Your Honor, I'm looking at the caption here, and it says plaintiff Christopher Smith and defendant Atia LaShawn Bradley. Now, from what I know is that I speak and they defend my words. I said, he don't speak and I defend his words. I get the first word and then they are the defendants. I said, so I speak and they defend. I said, but I tell you what, Your Honor, I'll give this guy a pass and give him everything he wants if he can show me the law that states as such. And the law that I asked for was, show me the law that states that the child should be with the mother. Show me the law. The judge said, counsel, Mr. Smith is right. So he stripped his bullshit ass testimony from the record. You guys go to court and don't realize you're in court fighting for custody and child support based on shit that does not exist. This is why they allow women to come to court and stain the court. This is why they allow women to come to court and say all this jacked up stuff about you. And then they make that the court case. That is now the court case. That is what y'all now are in there for. That's what y'all in there for. Y'all in there because Shaquita came to court and said you don't need to have custody because you like the old ladies in elevators. So you like the old ladies in elevators. Why should you have custody of your kid? What? Oh, as I stated, and I heard what I said because I was sitting there when I said it. I said the amazing thing about family court is every time there's a custody hearing, you're a bum. Every time there's a child support hearing, you're a billionaire. How is that even possible? How is that even possible? You know how it's possible? Because you never stopped and asked yourself, what are the laws governing family court? Appreciate those thumbs up, y'all. There are none. There are none. Family court is based on 100% pure grade A hearsay. And because family court is based on 100% grade A hearsay, you're under the impression that you're in there based on all the nonsense that the woman is saying about you. I left this stuff at the how did I get a community guideline for a video? Holy smokes. Video removed. I did a video and anyway, I did a video. I posted a video about a letter that my company sent to this attorney. Let me see if I got it in my phone. No, I don't think I got. Oh, yes, I do. Okay. Here's a video I did. Here's a video. See this video I did?
Commonwealth's attorney addressed to my company. See, we don't just make videos. We're true advocates. It's what we do over here. I went to school for law.
God damn it, man. I'm going to show y'all this video. Right. Show y'all this video.
See this right here? This is a letter from the Commonwealth's attorney addressed to my company. See, we don't just make videos. We're true advocates. It's what we do over here. I went to school for
November 18th. November 18th. I got one of my clients. I sent the letter out. We sent information to the district attorney as well as welfare. That's when I was telling y'all welfare backed out. And welfare backed out because what I said was I sent them a letter and I said, I introduced myself and I said, I'm Christopher Smith of the League of Dads and the National Fathers League. I said, I want to be clear about something. You're listening to me as a result of a year and a half of not listening. I said, you're going to listen now. I'm not nice at all. And I said, here's what you're going to do. You're going to explain to me just how, in fact, that a person obtains child support through welfare and don't have custody of the kid. I said, and I want to be clear, you're not the first to do that. This is just what y'all do. I said, because a woman comes down there and signs an affidavit and y'all just take that on her word. Now, in every other arena, this is fraud. So explain to me how this happened. He goes to court. They says, we don't want to have nothing to do with this no more. We're backing out of it. And it happened. Now, that happened because, like I tell you guys, number one, there is no law governing family court. There isn't one. Number two, when you guys are trying to establish something in family court, what you're going to do is you're going to run into wrong. Yeah, that's what's going to happen. When you're trying to establish any traction in family court, you're going to run into wrong. This is why that gentleman, this is why he paid his child support and went to court and still went to jail. All right. When you go to court, it is within the court's best interest, unfortunately, to make sure you get locked up. It is in their best interest to lock you up. They are going to get money from him. This is why they said, we got to lock him up. And then they got him in there, and to make it look good, he did 14 days. And then with the miraculous help of his attorney team, he got out. Bullshit. He should have never went to court. He should have never went. Never went to jail. He should have never went. I will never in my life believe in an attorney. I will never, ever believe. When I have clients and they say, I have an attorney, I say to them, good luck with that. You know what? I appreciate that. My man Q Wallace said, they don't want you exposing the truth on YouTube, Chris. You should consider creating a Patreon for exclusive members who want this info. The young men need this. You're exactly right. And I created a Patreon, but Patreon is so different. Here's what I have to do more than anything. I need to create a media team. And I need a media team to, like Dave Ramsey. Dave Ramsey creates the content. His media team puts it on all the platforms, et cetera, et cetera. But you're exactly right. And that's what's going to happen by the end of next month. By the end of next month, the company is going into the next phase because I can breathe now. Like I tell individuals, the last 5 months of last year, I was paying off some debt. I had $29,000 in credit card debt. I was paying all that debt off, and this is the result of it. Doing my live streams every morning at 9 over here on Prime, doing my live stream every morning at 10 on Unplugged, doing this at 6 p.m. I want to go back to doing a 3-hour show from 6 to 9, but I'll think about that, putting something together, this and all that. But I got the content, and I need to get rid of the content because it's in the brain. This one makes me an excellent advocate for this thing here because I've been through all this. I know when I hear something like a person went to jail for overpaying child support, that's clickbait bullshit. Because once again, when you get called for a contempt hearing, once again, you're already in contempt. You can't fix it before you go to court. Now, if they said that he paid $3,000 in child support before he went to court, he should have waited, and the judge would have said, you're going to have to pay. He would have only probably paid $1,000 to purge himself. But he running around getting an attorney, paying $3,000, saying, I can't go to jail. I got a son to raise. That's the wrong thing to do. Let me tell you something. Every time they found me in contempt and put them cuffs on me, I didn't say nothing. I didn't say nothing. Every time they found me in contempt and put them cuffs on me, I ain't say nothing. I just was like, nothing. Didn't get a peep out of me. Nothing. I have nothing to say. When them individuals are sitting up in there and they reading that, oh, he paid everything? Oh, this and that, he got an attorney? Oh, we got a clucker. Appreciate them thumbs up, y'all. Oh, we got a clucker. A clucker is an individual scared to go to jail. He clucking. He clucking. He clucking. That's why he went and did them 14 days. They knew he wasn't going to do 180 days. They just did that to scare him. Oh, we got the boss. Let me tell you something. Once again, there are no laws governing family court. If a person think they're going to go back and forth, he said all the right things. He said, how is that in the best interest of the child if I'm in jail? He said that. I'm like, damn, that's an excellent narrative. That's an excellent fucking narrative. Damn. I said, wow. He said, all the best into this child, but like my man Q said, cluck again. He in there clucking. He should have just. He should have. He should have just wore a chicken suit to court. He just went in there clucking and shit. Oh, shit. Court's looking at him like, oh, we got a clucker. Yo, you got to go in there with your mug grill face on like. He went in there clucking, boy. I can't go to jail. And then you heard what he said? When they told me 180 days, My face dropped. Of course it did. They told you 180 days and looked at your reaction and said, yeah. Because they, listen, let me tell you something. The courts, their job is to impose intimidation. That's their job. When you're intimidated, that's where they want you. I went in there every time and went in there. And then once I went to school for this, oh my God, they didn't want me. I told the judge, hey, listen, y'all seem to got a problem with anybody that understand the law outside of stop on red and go on green. I said, anybody that understands the law more than that, y'all got a problem with them. Anybody. You go in court and you tell them you know the law other than stop on red and go on green. You know more than that. I told the judge, I said, yeah, but listen, you're going to have to excuse me because I understand all the laws in which I am governed by. And when that woman brought me down here for child support, I understood all the laws. But what I didn't get at the time, I'm gonna admit, I'm saying it now, but I didn't realize it should have been said then. I didn't realize there was no laws governing family court. Even though I knew I couldn't find none, I never made that the emphasis. I never put the emphasis on that. I'm never, like, I would tell one of my clients today, from now on, take a sandwich in the courtroom with you. Pay no attention. What does she want? Okay, I want equal time. Now, what does she want? Oh, she want me to have Tuesdays between 8 and 8:26. Oh, that's a weird time. Boy, 8 to 8:26, 26 minutes. What law says that? And then what the judge gonna do? It doesn't say the law. Like. I'm going to talk about this over on Dad's Traded for Child Support. The link is below the video. I'm going to do a video about this tomorrow. If, in fact, you are there for the best interest of the child, how is the court system acknowledging the fact that a woman does not have a job and need welfare, and they give the woman a child and says the father should pay them child support? Why is that the case? If a woman is on welfare, like I said on my video, Dad's Traded for Child Support, the link is below the video. If a woman is on welfare, that automatically disqualifies them for being a mother. That automatically disqualifies them for being a mother. And dig this. What do you think's? I'm gonna talk about this tomorrow. Let me send myself a message. What do you think is going to happen to custody when all these individuals get kicked out of public housing? What do you think is going to happen? What do you think is going to happen? These individuals are navigating themselves, or should I say, with this big surplus or influx of evictions through public housing. What do you think is going to happen to these? What do you think is going to happen to family court? Family court is going to have to do a recalibration as well, because, like the woman said before, she said there's going to be a lot of women and children out on the street. Whoa. Like I said, we'll talk about that tomorrow. Nonetheless, so what is an attorney's job if you got an attorney and you still lose? I'm glad you asked. Do you know what attorney means? Attorney means to turn you over to the courts. Attorney. Their job is to turn you over to the courts. An attorney's job is to see to it that you get convicted. You cannot fucking hire somebody that's playing for the team of the courts. An attorney is an officer of the court. How in the fuck shit are you going to hire somebody whose job it is to turn you over to them? Ignore your strengths. I had a client about a month or two ago. Yeah, about 2 months. Damn, about 3 months now. October. November. Yeah. October. This individual had video evidence of his child's mom texting him after they had a restraining order against him. She texted him. And her attorney told him, you'll go to jail if anybody ever see those text messages. Told him he would go to jail. I said, why would you go to jail if you got proof that a woman violated a restraining order? Why would you go to jail? I don't know. That's what he said. I said, what's this attorney's name? I don't want to disclose that right now. I said, I'm confused. You hire me and protecting somebody that's telling you some wrong shit? Well, all right. Well, all right. Okay. But this guy had an attorney, and his attorney is on there clucking like the attorney. Let me play this again, because I'm gonna tell you what the attorney could have did, because the attorney is not going to do what the attorney should have did. So let us play this.
He's in jail for overpaying his child support and over visiting his 11-year-old son. His attorney and a community activist are now demanding answers.
It's my responsibility to take care of it. You know, I brought him in this world. I have to.
Clifford Hall says he's more than happy to pay child support for his 11-year-old son.
I'm his father. You know, it's my responsibility to take care of it.
But Hall says when the amount of child support was modified, no one told him.
And I discovered that for some reason,
His attorney and community activists are demanding answers. I want to play that again, because really there's nothing that needs to be said after that.
Father is facing 180 days in jail for overpaying his child support and over visiting his 11-year-old son. His attorney and a community activist are now demanding answers.
His attorney and community activists are now demanding answers. So I want to be clear about something. I just showed y'all a video of me. I'm a normal everyday dude. You know what I mean? You feel me, fam? Slice. I notified a district attorney. I had a client today that we sent a letter to the ethics committee asking the ethics committee to step in to get answers as to how is it that a judge signed off on a child support order where the woman don't have custody of the child. How come an attorney ain't doing that? How come an attorney ain't doing that? Why do I know where to go for blood and an attorney just sitting up in the cut ain't doing nothing? Why? His attorney did her job. Yeah, she did her job. Her job was to turn that dude over to the courts, and she did her job. That was her job. He running around here acting like his attorney's job was to stop him from going to jail. Oh, shit. Attorneys don't do that. They don't do that. Listen, I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell y'all about a time I filed bankruptcy. I filed bankruptcy lots of times to stop Monroe County Court from trying to lock me up. But there was one time I was the Monroe County Courthouse in Monroe County, Pennsylvania. They release at 2 times. They release at 1 o'clock or 3 o'clock. If you don't go to court at 1 o'clock or 3 o'clock, you'll got to wait till tomorrow, 1 o'clock or 3 o'clock. But Monroe County only release at 1 o'clock or 3 o'clock. Right? You're not getting up at 8:30 in the morning and getting released at 8:30 in the morning. You're not getting up at 12 o'clock and getting released. You released at 1 o'clock. Those are the times that the buses come back from court. Individuals get up in the morning and they go to court and they take a batch back, bring a batch back to prison at 1 o'clock, and individuals got released. They go and get out, come back to court, to jail rather, and get out processed. And then the last batch that comes back and get out processed. There's no court or nothing. You got to go to a judge to get out processed. Why would you get released in the evening? Ain't no judge, ain't no court time in the evening. You're looking at the only one that got released in the evening during the 90s era when I went through this nonsense. I'm breaking down to you like this. Well, early 2000s. So I was inside the whatchamacallit. And this is why I tell individuals, you can file a bankruptcy petition to get yourself out of court. You ain't got to file the whole bankruptcy. All you got to do is file a petition. I need y'all to follow me. So I goes to this. This is why I can talk the way I talk, and because I done been through all this. I know every facet of this thing. I done went to court. I done went to school, learned law. Now learned the inside of it. I know both sides of this nonsense. So I get locked up. What I did was I had took my bankruptcy petition to my brother's house, and I said to my brother, if I ever call you, send it to court. All right. So I remember I went to court. They locked me up. Monroe County is some treacherous, wrong motherfuckers, but it's all good. I learned from it, made a lot of money from it. 1 o'clock. I got back from the court. I got to the courthouse at the 1 o'clock arraignment. Then the 3 o'clock people came, and the 1 o'clock people don't come back till like 1:45. The 3 o'clock people don't come back till about 3:45. So in there, and I'm like, wow, I'm gonna be in this mug all day. 3 o'clock, 3:45, nothing. It's like 6 o'clock, nothing. 7 o'clock at night. I'm like, damn, I guess I'm getting out tomorrow. So we all in the county lockup and everything. We're all in the county lockup. Yo, I'm doing this stream, man. I got to the top of the hour. I'm gonna hit you right back. Yo. So check this out. I'm in there, and word is bond, man. When I talk about this shit, it kind of choked me up a little bit. It chokes me up, man, when I talk about this one particular time, because it shows the power of believing in your shit and execution. And I remember the motherfuckers. I was sitting in there. I was like, yo, all right, I guess I'm gonna be in here till tomorrow, right? I guess I'm gonna be in here till tomorrow. This is what I'm saying to myself. Then all of a sudden, a corrections officer come in there. It's like 10 minutes to 9. And the guys, I read his lips, and he said, Christopher Smith in here. I was like, oh shit. And he said, Christopher Smith, pack it up, you going home. When they said pack it up, you going home, motherfuckers was looking at me like, it's 9 o'clock at night, just and all that, right? So when you go to where the cells are, when you go to the out process, it's just this long hallway. Y'all people that know the drill. Long hallways, doors, this and all that. We walking through the thing. I got on my prison uniform and shit. And the guy's like, yeah. Can we ask you a question? I said, yeah. He said, yo, who are you? I said, what do you mean, who am I? He said, man, yeah, I've been working here for 12 years. I've never seen nobody leave here without a bail. He said, you actually got released like 1:30, but we couldn't outprocess you. We couldn't outprocess you because when you're out processing, when we put the bail amount in there, you didn't have a bail. So we kept trying to put 0 and it wouldn't let us out process you. So who are you, brother? Said, and when he said that, I swear to God, y'all, I like, yo, I damn near started crying inside. But I remain like, I'm gonna tell you something, man. I'm gonna tell y'all something right quick. When you went through life, and just every time you get involved in something, you bring a difference. That was the one difference that I brought that like saved my life. It saved my sanity. Because they was like, yeah, who are you? Who are you, man? Who are you? I don't remember what I told them. But I just thought about when I was in the military and I got promoted 3 times in 1 year, how I wrote them books, 11 books in 5.5 months. And the fact that when I was 17, I had over 100 grand in the bank. My first car was a Cadillac. My mom and dad were looking at my car like, what the I'm looking at them like, I paid cash for this car. What the hell y'all talking about? And I used to always do things and make people be like, bruh, what? Even when I brought this house, came out of my pocket $35 when I brought this house, and then got a check for $10,970 on the back end. When I was doing it, when I was in the process of buying this house, my friends was like, what you're trying to do can't be done. I did it. And was mad at them for not believing in me. The way I talk, the way I educate motherfuckers, the way cops pull me over, man, and I just get in their ass, man. Come on, man. I'm different. And that's what I'm selling. I'm just selling right. I'm not trying to do wrong. I tell individuals, bro, I don't want nothing to do with wrong. I don't want nothing to do with it, man. I love my life. I love the harmony that I have in my life. I love my house. I love my quiet. I love my peace. Anybody that comes into my life, any woman, let me tell you something. If I'm in a relationship, appreciate those thumbs up. And a woman gets smart with me, get a smart mouth. If a woman, the relationship's over. I'm like I tell individuals, lower your levels to sensitive. Stop. As I stated earlier on my live stream, listen. If your girl don't call you every day and say, I ran 5 lights today, I got 4 tickets. If a woman can leave your side and navigate herself through life and comprehend everything, know, stop on red, go on green, everything, put on your left blinker, put on your right blinker, all these things. But when it comes to talking to you, now all of a sudden, you get an attitude. She ain't understanding what you're saying. You fucking with my peace now. People, let me tell you something. There's a term that is said. It says, I was taken back by that. Do you know what that means when you've been taken back by something? Taken back by something means you can't believe it. And the example of this is if you ever seen the movie Blade, and then I think it was Blade 2. Yeah, I think it was Blade 2. think it was Blade 2. Is Blade 2? Blade 2. Yeah. Yeah, because Blade 3 was with Ryan Reynolds. Yeah, Blade 2. Blade 2, Blade had this thing on his hand, and it put a vinegar thing in there. He punched when he punched the vampire, it shot inside of him. And Blade Wesley was bad. He was like, puff, puff, puff. Ah! And then that thing, it went into the vampire, and the vampire was going through all his shit. Then he just like laughed it off, and Wesley Snipes backed up. He took a step back. He jerked his head like, the fuck, and that was a sign of being taken back. When something taken back, you it's almost like you take a step back to get a better focus. Like, even though it's only you 5 feet away from something, just taking stepping back 2 inches is giving you a better view. And taken back by something. And when you're taken back by something, I'm trying to look for the word, the vigor, the potency of having to the potency that it takes to that you can't. I cannot process a woman's stupidity. I can't process it. When I be talking to people and they be like, yeah, my wife be talking, it just go in one ear and out the other. Hell no, I can't do that. I'll be just listening to these guys like, so hold on. So your wife be saying some stupid stuff and it just go in one of your ears and out the other. Yeah. Now my ears don't want to hear that at all. So whenever I'm at that situation where a woman thinks she's doing, this is why I'm not in a relationship. And I don't think I ever will be in a relationship. I'm convinced that it's just not for me. I'm convinced that just 1-800 booty is just going to be my thing. I need to go look at go get some hookers because I want to be clear. When you deal with a woman, she wants all of you, as I stated earlier, and she don't want to give you all of her. A woman want to come in my house. She want to know where all my stuff is. Excuse me, where all my stuff is, how much my mortgage is, where my other cars are at. How come I said I got this amount of cars, but she only see one in the driveway? She want to know all my business. I'm not ready to ever do that. That's why I tell chicks, my name is Chris Kent, like Clark Kent. Then he turns into Superman. I'm not showing everybody all my life. I'm not. I tell individuals, like my sports memorabilia, I tell people if I ever move in with a chick, I will never keep my rings, my safe, or all my valuables, all the titles to my cars, all my stock certificates. I will never keep all of that stuff under the same roof as I live with a woman. A woman will never ever live in this house with me. If I ever move in with a woman, I was talking to an individual and they was like, this and that. I said, no. The way it goes is when you meet somebody, y'all supposed to both give up y'all world to go to one place. One person don't come to that person or one person go to that person. It's not like that. I said, nope, y'all supposed to both sell y'all houses or move, keep your houses, move it, and y'all get one together. I will never do that. I have an individual saying, when you going to sell your house? I ain't never selling my house. Don't ever ask me again. It's just, I don't see women as innocent individuals no more. I see women now as harmful people. I see women as they're on a loose. I don't see women as the lovable, innocent individual no more. I don't see them like that no more. I just don't see them like that. I never will. My mom gave me the ultimate dagger of understanding. Women are just, that's why, listen, there's a country over in Europe, and this is their motto. Their motto is, there's an age-old saying, a woman is much more wicked than a man. Right? This I recorded it in my phone, and I'll figure out which phone it's in and I'll play it. But there, he said, I was looking at those crime stories, and it said that the woman who killed somebody, she killed her husband and then left her boyfriend that killed her husband, turned around and took all the stuff and then left him. And then they finally put everything together, caught up with the boyfriend. He spilled the beans. Then they found the woman in another country. This was a story from back in like the 40s. And then the man said she brought validity to this country's age-old tradition. That is, a woman is much more devious than a man. And once a woman show you she is devious, you could never ever imagine the things that she will think of. Now, let me tell you, when I tell my clients this, I say, let me ask you a question. All the things that your child's mom did you see them coming? No. I said, could you have even thought of the stuff she thought of? They said, no. I said, yeah. Then I tell them about that saying about that country over in Europe. And it is so true. When women want to be wicked, they are relentless. They are some wicked, evil people. And I'm not saying not all of them. I'm not saying that. I'm saying all of them. I want to be clear. I want women to say, oh, I'll wait for him to say not all of them. Oh, no, all of them. It's just different degrees of situations bring that out of them. See y'all tomorrow at 6. Later, y'all.